Coming up on Takedown with Chris Hansen.
Oh my God.
In Marion County, Florida, he's one of the most horrific and disturbing men I've ever met.
So is this a fantasy of yours?
It's an idea, yes.
You're every parent's worst nightmare. My mind is racing on what they look like. I am picturing a smooth, flawless J with a tasty pink hole. Oh my God. And D, a fit guy with a nice size.
So D is the 14-year-old, J is the 7-year-old.
Here in Marion County, Florida, those vile words were sent to a detective posing as the father of two young boys, aged 7 and 14. The man wants to meet for incomprehensible activities with the minors. I get the details from the detective, and I must warn you, they're extremely graphic and disturbing.
I started talking to this gentleman on a hookup site. He's a 35-year-old white man. His name is Eric. My profile suggests that I'm a pervy father of two. In fact, I disclosed that I have a 14-year-old child and a 7-year-old child, both who in the profile I sexually exploit. This gentleman reached out to me, Eric reached out to me, and said that he had similar interests. As the conversation continued, he agreed to have sex with both my 7-year-old and my 14-year-old. The sex would include rimming, which is essentially eating the ass of both the 7 and 14-year-old. He wanted to know if he could have anal sex with the 7 and 14-year-old. He talked about making out with the 7 and 14-year-old while I, as the father, would watch all of these acts take place. He also discussed giving oral sex to both of the boys. In one scenario, he described that he wanted the oldest, the 14-year-old, to suck his dick while he was eating the ass of the 7-year-old. He asked if there was any hard nose, anything that we weren't interested in or he wasn't allowed to do. He even told me that he shaved and showered for the meetup today, and then sent more pictures of his penis to show that he had shaved. He said that he wanted to touch and grab them, and that he's been running a scenario in his head where we were walking through Target and I grabbed their butts. And he said, and that I get to look and touch more without worrying is getting me so freaking hard. Just always wanted to grab and grope. We could be walking and waiting in line, and I just grabbed their butt or groin softly. He said that, again, he wanted to rim the 7-year-old and, he wanted to rim the 14-year-old and then get his dick sucked by the 7-year-old. He told me multiple times while we were talking about the acts that he would do that he was either hard or stroking his penis. He asked about the oldest, if he was hairless and what stage of puberty he was in. He's asked if either of them have topped somebody, as in giving the anal penetration. He even said that he wanted to judge the boys' oral skills on giving him oral sex.
Do we think he's real, or is there a possibility that he's just doing this to get off on some fantasy chatting?
I think he's legitimate. I think there's some fantasy in it, but I think that he is a true predator. I think he's 1000% willing to exploit my 7 and 14-year-old.
Now, this obviously is a high value target to get off the streets. It's gotta just eat at you a little bit that you gotta talk to this guy in order to do it, though.
It makes me sick to my stomach, some of the things that I have to respond to and say, and we can't be like, oh, that's fucking disgusting, because if I do, then
you want to catch them.
Like, the whole point is to catch them, so we have to play right along. So it gets hard, especially with this guy.
And what do we know about him in terms of where he lives, what he does for a living, things like that?
So he works local to Ocala at a low voltage landscaping and electrical company. They do like landscaping lights. And then he lives in Inverness, which I'm not super familiar with this area, but I think it's like an hour away.
And is he on his way now?
He doesn't get off work until 3:30, and he wants to meet at the Target so he can grope and grab my boys. I told him that I wanted to meet in the parking lot first because, like I said earlier, he said let's meet in the store, and I was like, dude, I just kind of want to meet in the parking lot first, get a good meet first. And then he was like, okay, well maybe we can do a little bit of public groping in the store after that.
He's fixated on that to get this started, isn't he?
Yes. So then again followed up with, I'd rather meet you in the store first. And I said, then we can walk in and you can have your way. He said, okay, that sounds good. And then right after that, he said, that right there, in quotations, have it your way, got me so hard again. And then he asked if, I think I already said, but he asked if the boys can ejaculate, specifically the 7-year-old, if he could ejaculate. He asked if the boys play together sexually, the 7 and 14-year-old. He said he always wants the boys naked when he's around. He asked how I hide it from my wife. And then asked what would the first thing I would want him to do to the boys. And then he said, I'm going to be so excited that I want to try it all. I don't know where to start, LOL. So I told him just start with some kissing. And he said, okay. And then he asked if he could do some cupping of the groin. And I said, absolutely. He told me that he was excited, and then that he promises he doesn't bail. He asked if I had told them, because I told him that, me and the 7-year-old and the 14-year-old were very open in our relationship, and, they knew everything. So he had asked if I told them yet that he was going to be coming, and I told him I would tell them, as the time gets closer, just in case he bails. I don't want, their hopes getting up. So he responded basically to that with, okay, I'm leaving at 3:30 just so you have time to plan for it. I don't care what my work says today, LOL. And I said, perfect, I'll be ready. And then he followed that up with, I'll have the excuse of shopping at Target on the way home. And that was the last message from today.
And is he paying money for any of this, or is it just something where the guys are supposed to be like-minded and exploit each other?
This is just all like-minded, so no exchanging of funds. He agreed to allow the father, so me, to sit back and watch and jerk off. That's kind of the persona that I play is, I don't want to be involved, I just want to watch.
All right, let's get him.
Unlike previous takedowns with Marion County, this one is going to play out a bit different.
Our somewhat of a plan right now is, we get there, he's going to come up to the truck, I'm going to drive just by myself there. They're going to come in and do the takedown with the both of us, so we both get arrested. So it doesn't look like it was a setup, it looks more like it was a we got caught.
And what's the plan? Are you guys supposed to go to your house or his house?
Yeah, we're gonna meet at Target and then go back to my house.
Your house. And that's where it's all going to go down.
That's where it's all supposed to go down.
And where is your wife supposed to be?
She's at work. She just happens to work between 2 and 2. So
With the plan set, my crew and I head to the meeting location. In the parking lot, the detective is in place.
Driver down, blue shirt, blue jeans, walking towards the front of Target.
Hands up! On the ground! On the ground!
Both Eric and the detective posing as the dad are taken down.
They were 10-15 meets in Martinez.
Roll this lap, partner.
walk over here.
Get on the car.
And just like he said online, Eric showed up at this parking lot to meet a dad who was willing to share his 7 and 14-year-old sons for sex. I am more than ready to talk to Eric.
As Eric is transported to the sheriff's office, the detective is uncuffed, and even this veteran undercover operative is shaken.
Did he say anything to you, or?
I just shook hands and said what's up. They're fixing to go in the store.
shook hands. He said, "What's up?"
Yep.
And then you're getting ready to go in the store.
Going in the store to find my kids.
And boom, they took him down.
Yep.
How did it feel for you to get arrested, even though it was just a ruse?
I'm gonna tell you, that's intimidating. All the guns, all them running at you. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. It's weird to be on the other side of it, isn't it?
It's very weird, but it's a good feeling to have right now that I got him off the street.
I'll say. Nice work, Detective.
Yes,
Thank you.
At the sheriff's office, I will be sitting across from one of the most disturbing and deranged men I've ever faced. And for the purposes of this interview, I will act as if the dad, actually an undercover detective, is still under arrest.
Hey, Eric. How you doing? I'm trying to figure out how all this went down today. And I need your help to explain it to me. So how did it start?
What you're watching is only a portion of the full episode. If you want to see the complete investigation and more full episodes, make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube and check out WatchTruBlu.com. There are literally hundreds of new episodes either in production or on our streaming channel right now, uncensored, all on WatchTruBlu.com. Use the code YouTube26 to watch all of the episodes for $2.50, or for an annual subscription, use YouTube Year for $20 off. And we'll see you on TruBlu.